Pi Network is making headlines with two big news stories: the launch of a regulated ETP product in Sweden and a partnership with AI firm OpenMind.
Welcome to The Explainer, where we get to the bottom of what's really going on. And today we're tackling a big one, Pi Network. It's been all over the place lately, making some pretty huge claims. I'm sure you've seen headlines like this one, right? The story is that Pi Network is making these massive leaps, getting into regulated finance, even powering the future of AI. It sounds amazing. But what's the real story here? Is all this hype justified? Well, that's what we're here to find out. We're going to dig in, look at the facts, and separate what's real from what's just, well, noise. All right, so let's start with the two big stories that have really got everyone talking. So claim number one, Pi Network has supposedly gone legit, breaking into the big leagues of traditional finance with a regulated ETP in Europe. And then there's claim number two, which is maybe even wilder. The idea is that a partnership with an AI company is turning Pi's network into this, global supercomputer. A huge deal if it's true. Okay, let's unpack that first claim. This regulated ETP, is it really the game changer everyone's making it out to be? Let's take a closer look. Now, at first glance, a regulated product sounds super impressive. But when you dig into the numbers, the story changes. The reality is the daily volume on this ETP is just, wait for it, 0.02% of Pi's total daily volume on crypto exchanges. I mean, that's tiny. To put a dollar figure on it, we're talking about roughly $4,000 in daily trading. 4,000. That's, well, it's not exactly setting the world on fire, is it? And this chart really puts it all into perspective. Just look at this. That little sliver on the left, that's the ETP volume. And that giant bar next to it, that's the $25 million traded every day on crypto exchanges. It's not even in the same ballpark. It's not even the same sport. So, let's sum this up. Is the ETP real? Yes, it absolutely is. It's a regulated product that launched back in August. But here's the thing. The news stories that got everyone excited came out in late October, which is a bit misleading, right? And its actual market impact is, well, it's minimal. It's a nice little symbolic victory for sure, but a game changer? No way. Okay, on to the next big story, and this one's a doozy, the OpenMind AI partnership. This is the whole global supercomputer thing. Now, first things first, let's be super clear here. OpenMind is the real deal. We're talking about a legit Silicon Valley AI firm founded by a Stanford professor with $20 million in funding from huge names like Pantera and Coinbase. So right off the bat, this partnership has some serious weight behind it. But this is where things get really interesting. You see, Pi has a mind-boggling number of nodes, over 350,000. That blows competitors like Akash and Render out of the water in terms of sheer numbers. But, and this is a huge but, look at that last column. See how those other networks have verified performance? We know what they can do. For Pi, nothing. NA. We have no public data on their actual computing power. So you have this massive network, but we have no idea how powerful it actually is. That makes the whole supercomputer claim, well, pretty hard to back up. So what's the bottom line on the AI partnership? It's real, and they ran a successful test, a proof of concept. Over 350,000 Pi nodes actually did run these AI models, which is pretty cool. But calling it a global supercomputer right now, that's just hype. It's a really promising experiment, an awesome first step, but it is absolutely not a production-ready system. Okay, so we've looked at what the news is saying, but what about what it's not saying? Because what was left out of these stories is just as important. So on the exact day that all these positive articles were making the rounds, October 31st, you'd think the price would be soaring, right? Wrong. The market was telling a totally different story. Pi's price actually dropped almost 12%. Ouch. And there's another thing looming on the horizon. A huge number of tokens, we're talking at least 121 million of them, are scheduled to be unlocked in November. Now, what does that mean? It could mean a whole lot of selling pressure on the price. And that's a pretty big deal that, somehow didn't make it into those rosy news reports. So now that we've kind of cut through the hype and added in the missing pieces, what does this all mean for you? Well, we've put together a little playbook to help you navigate this. All right, here's your playbook. If you're a trader, you gotta be cautious. Keep a close eye on that 24-cent support level. And do not forget about that big token unlock coming. For the long-term investors, the true believers, the advice is simple. Ignore the headlines. Focus on real, tangible progress, like when smart contracts actually launch on the main net. And for you skeptics out there, it's okay to give credit where it's due. That AI partnership is legitimate technical progress. But stay critical. Be aware of the media hype and the realities of the market. And there you have it. That's our breakdown. We've pulled back the curtain, separated the facts from the fiction, or at least the exaggeration. So we'll leave you with this final thought. Now that you've seen the whole picture, does Pi Network's future look more or less promising to you?